CalifaRap.net, your source for real Chicano rap, is proud to bring you an exclusive interview with Charlie Rose's own Mr. Midget Loco. So Midget, what's happening over there in East LA?
Nah, nothing much, man. Just hanging out, you know what I mean? Hitting the streets, grinding and shit like that with the Charlie Rocampo, you know what I mean? Taking care of business, promoting that Stop Studio Gangsters album, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it right now. Just taking care of business, you know what I mean? Just doing the street thing. That's about it.
So before we will start talking about the music side, I want to know more about your life before you started or entered the rap game. I mean, how was it growing up in Boyle Heights?
Life in Boyle Heights, man, it's pretty rough, man. I mean, just out there gang banging, living that street life, man. I mean, pretty much before this whole rap game, I was just a homie from the street, just kicking back with the homies, doing what I got to do to make some money, come up in the world. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of gang banging and surviving on the streets. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Pretty much, rap was my hobby since I was young. You know what I mean? And pretty much, you know what I mean? I just wanted to pursue it, and pretty much now here I am. You know what I mean? Mr. Midget Loco, Charlie Rocampo.
In an older interview you did for BigHouseClothing.com, I read that you got shot. Let us know more about that part of your life.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? I was out there, a youngster out there in the hood, putting in work for the neighborhood, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean, got in an altercation with a rival gang member, you know what I mean? We end up getting in a shootout, you know what I mean? Things like that, and pretty much got shot in the back, you know what I mean? Ended up in ICU, in a general hospital right there in Boyle Heights. Stood there for about a month and a half. I was supposed to be paralyzed, you know what I mean? But luckily, I was able to come back, you know what I mean? Come back and walk again, you know what I mean? But pretty much, you know what I mean? I was just out there doing what I had to do, you know what I mean? For the neighborhood, you know what I mean? Representing that big Flats gang, you know what I mean? And that was pretty much it, you know what I mean? Just the altercation came in, me and homeboy, you know what I mean? Went at it, and I got shot, you know what I mean? And that's why I am today, Mr. Midget Loco, you know what I mean? Just was out there putting it down for the hood. You know what I mean?
So, how do you think has getting a shot changed your life?
Honestly, getting shot, I mean, all it did was pretty much, I don't know, it just pretty much, it just made me a stronger person, know that, hey, you know what, that death can come your way any day, you know what I mean? So it kind of makes you more alert on things, make you understand that, you know what I mean? This gang life ain't no joke. Anybody can die over this thing, you know what I mean? That's why, today I stand proud saying that I'm a dead man walking, you know what I mean? And I'm still here, you know what I mean? Pretty much just representing for the hood, and I see that, that, hey, you got to count your blessings, you know what I mean? Not knowing it could be your last day, you know what I mean? So, I mean, pretty much just made me a stronger person knowing that, hey, death is around the corner and you just got to do whatever you got to do to make it in life, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it.
What's your message to the kids out there, to avoid a situation like this?
Pretty much what I would say is, I mean, if you want to avoid the situation, just, stay away from the gangs, you know what I mean? If you don't want to be involved in that kind of stuff, stay away from the gangs and try to find something else. If not, you end up like me and a lot of other homies that are resting in peace, you know what I mean, or shot, you know what I mean? So pretty much the way I see it is you know what I mean, if you can pick something else to do, go ahead and do it, you know what I mean? It's anything for the better, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta, pretty much follow my path, you know what I mean? That's how I see it.
So you already mentioned that you started rapping as a hobby, but maybe you can let us know more about your starting process.
Yeah, well, back in the day, I would say somewhere about 93, 94, I used to write poems back in the day, and then a lot of people said, hey, why don't you go ahead and turn into some rap music, you know what I mean? So I started trying to do it. It wasn't really too much something I see myself doing, but then I started picking up a little bit of freestyle rapping. From that point on, you know what I mean, I was doing a little bit of freestyling, you know what I mean, trying to freestyle, and it started getting better and better. But at that time in the hood, a lot of homies didn't like the fact that, I was rapping and stuff because they said it was more like a black thing, you know what I mean? So, back then it was mostly, the black rap dominated over the Chicano rap, you know what I mean? So what I did was, I would do it, as a hobby on the side, do a little freestyling here and there and writing lyrics at the pad, you know what I mean? Then from that point on, down the line, I said, you know what, I want to pursue this thing, you know what I mean? So then that's when I started, looking more into the rap game and trying to do a little bit of things here and there, you know what I mean? Doing little things on the karaoke machine, doing house parties for the neighborhood tapes, and, you know what I mean? things like that for the hood. And finally, you know what I mean, I got into the rap game, and now here I am, you know what I mean, just representing.
For sure, we want to know how you met Chino Grande, and ended up getting signed to Charlie Row Records.
What happened was I ended up meeting Chino Grande to a mutual camarada, which is a friend of mine, Big Lou from Westside Longo. He connected us together. You know what I mean? He's a real good homeboy right there. So he said, you know what, you and Chino would make you know what I mean, a good team in this rap game. So let me plug you in with the homie and see you guys do something together. And then from that point on, me and Chino hooked up. We met up we ended up talking like on a Sunday or something. And Chino's like, you know what, Mitch, let me check you out, dog. So Monday came around. I met him on Monday. That Wednesday, he was like, he's like, hey, Mitch, you sound pretty tight, homie. You know what I mean? Let's go hit the studio on a Wednesday. We end up going to the studio and dropping, our first track, you know what I mean? Which is pretty sick. And then from that point on, me and Chino just started grinding. Then we decided, you know what, let's do the Charlie Rocampo thing, you know what I mean? Next, me and Chino were on the grind, just, we putting it down for Charlie Rocampo and, going state to state, promoting, letting people know that we're here, you know what I mean? And from that point on, me and Chino were like brothers, you know what I'm saying? We pretty much, stick side to side with each other, you know what I mean? That's my road dog right there, that's my, you know what I mean? That's my corra right there, that's my homie, you know what I mean? That's my dog, so pretty much, me and him, since day one, we say, you know what, fuck it, let's do this, you know what I mean? Let's go do this Charlie Roll thing, and me and Chino just connected, and, like I said, from a mutual homeboy, that's a solid homeboy, so he just put two, street soldiers, together, you know what I mean, that represent the streets, and here we are now, you know what I mean, putting it down for the big C roll.
A couple of weeks ago, you finally released the long-awaited Charlie Row Campo album, Stop Studio Gangsters. Let the fans out there who haven't bought the album yet know what they are actually missing.
Yeah, well, for all the fans out there, Stop Studio Gangsters, that's probably one of the best albums we got out right now, which is, the way I see it is if you want to hear some stuff about, some reality stuff, you know what I mean, you can go ahead and buy that album, because that album right there talks about a lot of our lives, what we've been through, and pretty much what a lot of these characters in the game are portraying to be, which is trying to be like us, you know what I mean? Trying to portray our lifestyle and what we do, you know what I mean? What we go through on the streets, you know what I mean? A lot of these rappers, you know what I mean? They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, you know what I mean? So, for other people out there that want to listen to some gangster stuff from real homies from the streets, and and some with some with some lyrics that come pretty hard, you know what I mean? Because everyone on the road has talent, so if you like, gangsters that have talent, then you go ahead and pick up the Charlie Rocampo Stop Studio Gangsters album, you know what I mean? And that's just pretty much just talking about what we go through, you know what I mean, on a daily basis, and pretty much letting a lot of gente know that they need to recognize the real from the fake, you know what I mean? And the way I see it, if you want to hear some real stuff spit by real homies, then you'll go ahead and pick that album up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say, anything else but that, but just say you wanna, pick something up, go pick up Charlie Rocampo Stop Studio Gangsters, because to me it's like, you know what I mean, you like that real stuff, come and listen to our stuff, you know what I mean? You won't be disappointed, you know what I mean? We got some knocking beats, some good lyrics, some good homies from good barrios putting it down and just representing. So, you know what I mean? Anybody out there wants to hear some good stuff, you're gonna pick up our stuff, you know what I mean? That's why I see it, you know what I mean? Gotta separate the real from the fake, you know what I mean?
A question that definitely comes up, due to the name of the album is if it is aimed at anybody specific.
I mean, it's not aimed at anybody specific, but what it is just pretty much letting the other rappers out there know that if you're fake, homie, you know what I mean, just pretty much just keep it real with yourself, you know what I mean? You don't gotta go out there and act like you're a gangbanger if you ain't a gangbanger, you know what I mean? It's just pretty much letting other people know that, hey, you know what I mean, we're here to stay, we're real homies from the streets, we're speaking realness, and pretty much just stop faking the funk, you know what I mean? Stop being fake about what you talk about. Because a lot of the rappers in the game, I'm not gonna mention no names, but a lot of them talk about that they're gangster and I put it down in the hood, but they ain't from a hood, you know what I mean? And a lot of fools out there, you know what I mean, they rap about stuff they never been through or never seen, you know what I mean? Don't rap about, the way I see it is don't rap about other people's lives, you know what I'm saying? If that's you, then that's feed me. If it's not you, don't talk about it, you know what I mean? Because what they're doing is messing up for the real homies that are trying to come in the game and do a little something, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much like I said, it's not aimed at nobody. It's just, but if anybody feels hurt about it, then hey, spend time. I mean, if you feel like it's about you, then maybe it is. If I'm hurting your feelings, and that's the way I see it. Fuck you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just hey, take it how it is. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. You know what I mean? Charlie Rocampo, the realest out there, homie. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it.
For that album, you worked a lot with Cast and Fame. How is work with that guys like?
Oh, Cats and Fame, yeah, there's some good cats right there. You know what I mean? There's some good homies, and you know what I mean? They're right there, side to side with us, working on this album, and working with them was pretty free, man. I mean, them dudes right there got a lot of talent. You know what I mean? Them dudes, they make some knocking beats. You know, they get down on the graphics. You know what I mean? They're all around characters. You know what I mean? That fools get down. And working with them, well, it was pretty good. You know what I mean? It was a blessing to work with them homies. You know what I mean? And the way I see it is, you know what I mean? Those dudes right now are coming up in the game, and you know, anybody needs production, those are the homies to go to. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. You know what I mean? Some good dudes. You know what I mean? With some good talent.
So, what's your personal favorite song from the album, and especially why?
Yeah. My personal favorite, I said on the interview I did a while back was it's called Last Day, and Last Day pretty much talks about you know, things that we go through in this rap game. You know what I mean? And how we pretty much how we live our lives, and you know, a lot of people think that, you know, we're big balling this and that. You know, we're doing all right. You know what I mean? But you know, we're coming up in the game. You know what I mean? You know, and the way we see it is that the streets. You know, it talks about how the streets are calling us. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, you know, you're doing the rap thing, but the streets are still out there calling you, trying to pull you back in. You know what I mean? So that's why we're always on the street struggling just to survive another day. You know what I mean? So Last Day pretty much will be my favorite song, because you never know, it could be your last day. You know what I mean? And we count it as something something good, that we're still here and we're still representing. You know what I mean? And that pretty much would be my favorite song right there, because that's some reality stuff. You know what I mean? The reality tracks are the songs that pretty much get me. You know what I mean? Because when you spit some reality stuff, everybody pretty much has their ears open. So that song right there would be a song I would like everybody to listen to. You know what I mean? So if you got that album, you know, that's a pretty sick song right there. You know what I mean?
A
Oh,
que-
and another one too would be the song Suicide Note. You know what I mean? That's with the homeboy Chino Grande. He did that track right there, and that track pretty much told about what he was going through in a time of his life where, you know what I mean, he was going through his little struggle. You know what I mean? Well, you know, little with his familia, with his family and stuff. You know what I mean? And that song right there kind of relates to a lot of people, because a lot of times you go through struggles, and you don't know how to cope with them. So you're like, you know, what do I do? How should I handle this? You know what I mean? And suicide, no, it's not saying to go, you know, commit suicide, but it just talks about, hey, you know, this is what I feel at the time. And I mean, my real crush, you know, came crumbling down. You know what I mean? But that song right there, some reality stuff you want to listen to. You know what I mean? Suicide, no, and I would say Last Day. You know what I mean? And pretty much for everybody out there, the way I see it, the whole album is sick. You know what I mean? Not just those two songs, but I mean, I got a lot of favorite songs on that album, but those will be my favorite. You know what I mean? But that whole album is a sick album, so you know, go pick that up. You know what I mean?
a,
Stop
que-
illegal gangsters.
a question that a lot of people want to get answered is about your solo album Bloodline Flatline. So, when will this one be out, and what can we expect from it?
Okay, well, right now, the way I can tell you is Bloodline Flatline pretty much chalked up. You know what I mean? It's pretty much it's about done right now. I'm just mixing it down, getting everything pretty much finalized. You know what I mean? So I should probably be turning in. Hopefully, I say about sometimes next month. So and we have to pretty much worry about distribution. You know what I mean? My distribution. You know, I've been talking to my distribution, and you know, we'll probably be out in the next couple of months. You know what I mean? We got to pretty much get a deadline, date will be released, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm working with distribution right now on there right now. So you know, I'm pretty much done with the album, and like I said, I'm just mixing it down, getting everything pretty much polished up, and the album should be out, you know, in a couple months, you know what I mean? Don't trip, it's gonna be out there. You know what I mean? Everybody is waiting for Bloodline Flatline. You know what I mean? It'll be out there, so you know what I mean, you'll see it in a couple months. It'll be in all your major stores and all your hoods next to you. You know what I mean? So anybody out there wants to pick it up, just, you know what I mean, you can pick it up anywhere. You know what I mean? It'll be done in a couple months. So you know what I mean? So that'll be coming up pretty soon. You know what I mean? That's the next project on the Charlie Rocampo. So you know what I mean? So you'll be hearing that pretty soon. Yeah.
What took you so long to actually make it happen? You know, because I know that you have promo for that release on your MySpace since early 2006 or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know what? With that, truthfully, a lot was I was pretty much more focusing more on the Charlie Rocampo stuff. And I mean, the way I seen it was, I mean, I was supposed to drop the Bloodline Flatline album a long time ago. And I mean, like I said, about 2006. And I mean, 2005. And but what I mean, me and Chino, we decided. I told Chino, you know what, Chino, let's work more on Charlie Rocampo. let's do the Charlie Ocampo thing. Let's get that out there, and then from there on, maybe we can do our solo albums. You know what I mean? And I kind of took a break on the Bloodline Flatline. Then I started working on a mixtape, and then things like that. And then, but then, beyond all that stuff, you know what I mean? I was doing the street thing, you know what I mean? I was on the streets, on the calle, smashing, putting it down, you know what I mean? Out there grinding and doing other things, you know what I mean? So I kind of like was put on hold every once in a while, you know what I mean? Because I was trying to do more of the Charlie Ocampo thing. Because to me, first it was Charlie Ocampo, you know what I mean? And then I say, you know what? Then now it's time for me to just drop that Bloodline Flatline album, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people been asking me like, what's up with Bloodline Flatline, you know what I mean? But it's coming up, so you know what I mean. Everybody just hold your horses and it'll be on your way, you know what I mean? That's the way I see it. But like I said, the Charlie Ocampo thing was the first thing I was worrying about first, you know what I mean? Now we got Bloodline Flatline coming out, so you won't be disappointed in this album. It's a pretty good album, you know what I mean? Got some pretty good features on it and things like that, so you know what I mean. Pretty much that's about it.
So since I mentioned your MySpace account in the last question, let the fans know where they can find you at on the internet.
Yeah, you can find me on, you can go to MySpace, go into the email, and go to Mr. Midget Loco at yahoo.com. You know what I mean? You can check out, what I'm doing and what's going on in my life, you know what I mean? Pretty much things like that. I'll be updating my MySpace pretty soon with some new songs, so you'll be able to hear that, you know what I mean? So you can go ahead and go on that, or you can go to MySpace/OG Midget Loco. You can go right there. If not, you can look me up on Charlie Ocampo at yahoo.com on MySpace. So you can find me right there, you know what I mean? Anybody want to hit me up, and I'll hit you back up, you know what I mean? I ain't a stuck-up vato, so, I hit back my fans. So anybody that's a fan out there, go ahead and hit me up, and I'll get back at you.
Talking about MySpace, you guys have a lot of unreleased cuts over there. I know that you wanted to release those cuts as well as some other ones on a mixtape. Whatever happened to that idea?
To the mixtape?
Yeah.
To the mixtape. I'm still doing the mixtape. What's going on with the mixtape is that I was supposed to drop the mixtape first and then the Bloodline Flatline, but we kind of changed it up a little, and with distribution going on now, we're gonna do the Bloodline Flatline. Then right after that, I'm gonna be dropping the mixtape, and that's still right now. That's pretty much almost chalked up too. So you might get a double whammy of the Midget Loco, you know what I mean? So you're gonna get the Bloodline Flatline, then you're gonna get a mixtape hopefully a few months after that, you know what I mean? So you're getting a double whammy from me, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna drop them both by next year, you know what I mean? So just don't worry, don't sleep on me, you know what I mean? I'll be coming your way, you know what I mean? So that'll be coming up pretty soon too. So you know what I mean? So be on the lookout for that, you know what I mean?
A lot of fans were also wondering about what happened to the Charlie Rowe and Brownside collaboration, Southern Fraction, especially since Trouble is locked up.
Yeah, with that album right there, it got kind of put on hold a little bit because, like you said, the homeboy Trouble's busted right now. Pretty much the whole Brownside camp is busted, you know what I mean? I believe Wicked's still out, so hopefully pretty soon we'll get some cuts with Wicked, you know what I mean? But, that's kind of on hold right now, but, you know what I mean? The homeboy Trouble, you know what I mean? We keep in contact with Trouble here and there, you know what I mean? And things like that. Oh, hold on. Alright, sorry about that, I mean? Got a lot of little kids running around and shit.
Yeah, it's okay. Cool.
But, with that album right there, pretty much, that, like I said, it's on hold right now. And but we're like I said, we keep in contact with Trouble. Trouble calls us up. We work with him a lot, you know what I mean? We talk to him a lot and things like that. So there might be things we're still gonna be able to do, you know what I mean? Even though he's behind the wall. And then hopefully, we'll see what's up with Wicked and, you know what I mean? And Toker, you know what I mean? See what's cracking with that. But yeah, for right now it's kind of on hold. But we're still doing little cuts here and there for that album, you know what I mean? So don't sleep on that album either, cause hopefully everything turns out pretty good, you know what I mean? We'll get that shit out there.
Now let's get into some titles Charlie Rowe will release in 2008 and are already advertised in the Stop Studio Gangsters booklet. Let us know more about the next Charlie Rowe Campo album, The Compañeros.
Oh, yeah, the Camponeros album, that's right. Yeah, the Camponeros album is going to be another sick collaboration with all the Charlie Rowe Campo members, you know what I mean? And that album right there, that's what we're going to start working on pretty soon. We got the Charlie Rowe Camponeros, we got the Major Local Bloodline Flatline, and then we have Chino Grande, his solo album, you know what I mean? Which right now is coming out pretty sick. And You know what I mean? That's pretty much what we got right now going on, and hopefully a couple other little solo projects from the homies. You know what I mean? Things like that. But for 2008, like I said, it's gonna be Bloodline, Flatline, Chino Grande solo, and Camponeros, and I think that's gonna be a sick ass album too. You know what I mean? We're try to do some more gangster cuts as well as maybe some radio cuts. You know what I mean? So you be seeing a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean? Then we have a couple little tricks up our sleeve and a couple little things that we're gonna probably be pulling out. So you'll see a lot of stuff coming out in 2008 with Charlie Ocampo. You know what I mean?
I remember talking to the homies over at Cast and Fame some months ago, and they told me that you guys are also thinking about working on more DVD material. So what can we expect from Charlie Rowe when it comes to the visual part of the game?
Yeah, we're working on. We're trying to work out some more videos, put out some more videos, and probably do a DVD. You know what I mean? So you can see the life of Charlie Ocampo. So right now that's in the making right now. You know what I mean? We're out there getting a lot of footage of us in the neighborhood and us on the grind in the streets. You know what I mean? Things like that. So as a visual thing, you'll be seeing the DVD coming out hopefully soon. You know what I mean? So don't wait on that. You know what I mean? Don't sleep on that because it'll be coming out pretty soon. So yeah, we'll be working on that pretty soon. So you'll see that. You see that hopefully next year. You know what I mean? And 2008, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna dominate 2008. Everything we've been coming with is some pretty sick stuff. You know what I mean?
Something the people are always looking for is a new collaboration with Conejo. So will you work with him again anytime soon?
Yeah, right now, you know what I mean? The homies are, Chino, he keeps in contact with him every once in a while, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They communicate here and there, but, yeah, I see a lot of stuff happening with Conejo, you know what I mean? Conejo is a solid ass rapper, you know what I mean? A gangster from the street, and, the way I see it is, pretty much, we'll be doing a lot of stuff with Conejo as well as Brownside, you know what I mean? So you'll be seeing a lot of that coming out pretty soon, so, yeah, you'll see some more Conejo on our tracks, you know what I mean?
What else can we expect from Charlie Rowe in 2008 that we haven't talked about yet?
2008, I see pretty much, I know we got a lot of stuff going on, you know what I mean? I see us pretty much blowing up in the game in 2008, and you'll see us more out there, more shows. We should be going to, we might be going out to Spain pretty soon, you know what I mean? So we'll be out there in Spain pretty soon. It talks about Japan. Maybe, a lot of little tours here and there. You know what I mean? Maybe even a Charlie Rowe clothing line, you know what I mean? It's kind of a thought in the mind right now. So you might see a lot of stuff cracking, you know what I mean? So just just be ready for Charlie Rowe Campo 2008, you know what I mean? We're going to hit the streets pretty hard as well as all the stores, you know what I mean? So all the major stores will be picking up all our stuff, so just be on the lookout for that.
Let the fans out there know who's part of Charlie Rowe these days, because I know that also a lot of your homies are locked up right now.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, we got a lot of homies right now locked up. We got the homeboy 805 Shadow from Colonia Chiques. We got the homeboy Baby Jokes from Water 213. We got a few homeboys locked down right now. I mean, the homeboy Toro, he just got out. He finally got out. The homeboy Chino's out. You know what I mean? So it's good to have a couple homies back out. You know what I mean? And what we're trying to do right now is try to keep the homies out of jail. You know what I mean? A lot of homies always going in and out. So you know what I mean? So you're gonna see a lot of homies that are coming in and maybe even come in and out. You know what I mean? So the main thing we're trying to do is keep the homies out. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're some fools on the streets, and anything can happen anytime or any day. You know what I mean? So the main thing we're trying to do is focus on the music. You know what I mean? But sometimes the homies get caught up. But till then, you know what I mean, pretty much free 805 Shadow and Baby Jokes. You know what I mean? And Chino G. You know what I mean? He's right there posted up, so he's out now. You know what I mean? Then Toro Loco, he's out. So he's in the studio right now too. He's gonna be smashing pretty soon. So for 2008, hopefully everybody, I mean, pretty much gets out. I mean, I think Baby Jokes might be coming out next year, so hopefully we'll see him next year. And then the homeboy 805 Shadow, he'll be out I think 2.5. So hopefully the Charlie Ocampo gets out and stays out. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it.
A lot of fans have been wondering about what's going on with Shady Boy. His MySpace is saying that he passed away, but there are some rumors going on that saying, that this ain't true. So maybe you can clear that one up for us.
Yeah, with Shady Boy, you know what I mean? That's the homie right there. You know what I mean? Now Shady Boy, he's alive. You know what I mean? A lot of people, you know, even with us, we thought he was resting in peace. I guess pretty much someone got a hold of his MySpace account or something and started putting it out there like that. And I mean, starting rumors. And for me, you know, homeboy was doing his thing. You know what I mean? And he was out there and I mean, he was MIA for a quick minute. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes homeboys, you know, like to spend time alone. You know what I mean? And you know, him being MIA real quick and with that rest in peace thing, kind of got everybody, you know, wanting to know what's going on. But just let everybody know, Shady Boy, you know what I mean? He's still there. He's Charlie Rocampo. He's still with us. And you know what I mean? So all those fans that did support the fact, thinking that the homie was passed on, you know what I mean? I send my love and respect to you because that shows right there that you guys are true fans of the homie, you know what I mean? Yeah, Shady Boy, he's still here, you know what I mean? That's the homie. I was with him the other day, you know what I mean? Ready to come back in the studio and put it down, you know what I mean? That's the homie right there. He's on the grind. He's out on the street. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing. So but yeah, you'll be hearing a lot from Shady Boy. You know what I mean? So all the people out there, you know what I mean? Shady Boy, he's still here. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for more of his music going on. You know what I mean? Cause that little dude right there, he got some talent. You know what I mean? That's a good ass homie.
In the last year and 2007, Charlie Rowe was probably the label that made the biggest impact in the Chicano rap game. What do you think separates you from all the other labels out there?
Well, the way I see it is what separates us. Cause when we come with our albums, we come hard hitting. You know what I mean? We come with some solid music. You know what I mean? We're not out there trying to, you know, throw a gang of albums out there. And you know what I mean? Each album we do, we put our heart into it and we put our time and effort into it. You know what I mean? And not only that, it's like everything we put down is some real stuff and some strong stuff. You know what I mean? And we, you know, we if we do something, we want to perfect it and make it to the best that we can. You know what I mean? So I mean, the way I see it, the main reason why we impacted a lot in 2007 was because Stop Studio Gangster was the album everybody wanted to hear. You know what I mean? Because they knew it was gonna come strong. I mean, Danger Zone, that was an album that did good, and everybody liked that album. That was a mixtape. So we had to come hard with something bigger than Danger Zone. You know what I mean? So we came with Stop Studio Gangsters. We put our heart, our blood, sweat, and tears into that shit. You know what I mean? So I mean, pretty much what separates us is the fact that, you know, we're not into, you know, making a gang of albums. We're into pretty much putting one solid album that's gonna impact the whole Chicano rap game. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's what separates us. You know what I mean? We want to make sure everything's quality and up to par. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that it's above average. You know what I mean? And we want to give our fans something that they can listen to and say, man, you know, I like every single track on that album. Instead of, oh, go to track number 213, or, you know what I mean? You know, just some people have selected tracks they like to listen to on each CD. Us, we want the whole album to be solid. So what we do is, as we nitpick, you know what I mean? We sit there and we look at each song and say, okay, that's a good song for the album. That one, you know, we got to put it away. You know what I mean? So pretty much what we do is we sit there and look at every single song we have, and we decide, okay, is that good for an album? Yeah, it's good for an album. Let's put it in there. You know what I mean? So what we do is we nitpick our shit. You know what I mean? We make sure that we put some good quality stuff in there so that the fans can listen to it and say, man, I want that whole album because that album was sick. Instead of just wanting to want to go on iTunes or something and pick only like 2 or 3 songs. You know what I mean? So what separates us is that we spit some real shit. We got some homies that can all spit, and you know what I mean? And we put some good jams out there. You know what I mean? And our albums are solid. You know what I mean? And you're gonna hear a lot more of that from Charlie Ocampo. You know what I mean? And you know, no disrespect to other labels, but you know what I mean? Just we're putting out quality stuff out there and some good lyrics and some stuff that is coming from our hearts. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not about selling. It's not about selling units. I mean, yeah, units are a big thing, but we want to make sure that our fans are satisfied and happy with what we put out there. You know what I mean? So you know, everybody can be like, hey, you know what? I picked up that Charlie Ocampo album, and that shit's sick. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, I was alright and it had a couple good songs. And I want everybody to know that, hey, you know what? That every single song we did, we put our heart and soul into it. You know what I mean? That's what separates a lot of us. You know what I mean?
You have worked with artists like JMG, Conejo, or Mr. D. What other artists would you like to work with that you haven't got the chance to work with so far?
You know what? I would say pretty much. I mean, Conejo, Brownside, those are artists that we work with. But other artists I'd want to work with would probably be like, you know, the homeboy Spanky Loco, Wero Snipes from that 310 West. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, there's a lot of cats out there I would say I want to work with. You know what I mean? I just did a track with Stomper from Soldier Inc. You know, he's a good homie from the streets. You know what I mean? So I just did a track with Homeboy. Um, I just did a track with Slush the Villain for his album. That was a good thing right there, and that worked out pretty good. But I would say pretty much like 310 West Camp. You know what I mean? Those are guys I would want to work with. You know what I'm saying? And who else? Let me see. That's I don't know. Maybe, you know what I mean? Whoever else comes my way and is pretty solid, and I'll work with. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. I mean, pretty much I'm working with mostly the Charlie Ocampo. You know what I mean? But anybody wants to do something, let me know. Let me know it's cracking. Get at me. You know what I mean? On MySpace, whatever. You know what I mean? And if it's a good collab, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
Let the fans out there once again know why they should go out and pick up your latest release, Stop Studio Gangsters.
Yeah, all right. One more time. That's right. Check it out. Go pick up Stop Studio Gangsters, the hardest shit on the street, the realest shit on the street. And for anybody that likes that real Chicano gangster rap, go ahead and pick that up. You know what I mean? It's some reality stuff, and you know what I mean? It's pretty much the sickest shit on the street right now. So go ahead and pick that up. You know what I mean? Charlie Ocampo, Stop Studio Gangsters. That's right.
Like always at the end of our interviews, is there anything else that you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say what's up to my Charlie Ocampo, to my whole cam. What's up, Chino Grande, Feisty Baby Jokes, Toro, 805 Shadow, my primo Young Trust from that Puente Early, Travi, Shady Boy, all the homies out there smashing for the Charlie Ocampo, you know what I mean? So pretty much the way I see it is what's up to the homies from Big House Clothing, Urban Kings, Dead End, you know what I mean? All the homies that have participated, you know what I mean, with the Charlie Bo movement, you know what I mean? So I just want to say gracias to everybody that supported the Charlie Ocampo and to all the fans, you know what I mean? Midget Loco, Charlie Ocampo, Primera Flash. Allah! That's right.